Hi, it's Aurelius. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, you're going to learn how to create an ebook to sell online. You'd be surprised you can get away creating an ebook all for free and with the very tools you're probably using already. And it's not sophisticated, it's not complicated at all. You don't need any technical skills whatsoever. So in this tutorial, we'll be going through and diving into the steps such as how to name your ebook, like the title, the subtitle, how to go ahead, use specific tools to create your ebook, as I said, all free. And then once you've done that, how do you put it up on the web? How do you go and start selling it? Well, let's run through these steps in this tutorial. Okay, the very first thing you are going to want to do is to think about what ebook you want to start selling. You might have an idea or you might not, but it's always a good idea to actually have some sort of idea, right, of what you're going to be selling. You know what niche you're in, you know what your audience's challenges and struggles are, their pain points, and perhaps it's an idea that sparked because one of your subscribers or your followers asked you a question, or perhaps it's a repeating question or a pain point of your subscribers and followers. So therefore you might have written or took note of those ideas, which can then lead to a product. In this case, we're creating an ebook. If you're starting from scratch, that is where I would go. I would go and try to gather some notes, gather some feedback, get some ideas in terms of what my audience struggles and challenges are before I actually start writing or creating my ebook. Now, once you actually have an idea of what ebook you want to start selling, what the topic is, perhaps, you can go into Amazon, none other than Amazon, right? And this is kind of my secret to finding hot titles and book names. So as you may know, on Amazon, you can go to amazon.com, really doesn't matter. But where you want to head to is the books department. And then once you're there, go and filter the department by the category, such as business and money. So for instance, if you are going to be writing an ebook based on money, finance, or economics, something like that, then go ahead and click on that category. Or if it's something else, such as one that's a category, subcategory of self-improvement, self-help, click that instead. Once you're inside that subcategory, you'll see featured categories, and then you can dive deeper into a specific category, right? So we're talking about categories, subcategories, and diving deeper, but you know what I mean. If we go into something like management and leadership, that'll give us a list of top selling books, highly rated ones, top rated, and this will give you and spark some ideas in terms of how to name your ebook. First is the psychology of money. We've got crucial conversations, the power of discipline, traction, the 5 dysfunctions of a team, the energy bus, limitless, good to great. Now, let me ask you, what do all of these titles, at least 90% of them, have in common? Well, the titles are really short, and that's kind of what you want to take away from these best-selling books. A title is what I think takes up about 80% of what makes a successful book, sell. If a title captures your attention, that's what's going to get you sales. Whereas if it's a title that doesn't capture their attention, then you're going to get less sales. And this was actually proven by Tim Ferriss when he was going to name his title, his book, The 4-Hour Workweek. And he had a bunch of names. And what he did was he actually paid ads through Google back then, and to see which of the titles had more clicks. And lo and behold, it's The 4-Hour Workweek, which is why you want to spend some time with the title and brainstorm some names so that you're not just picking one that first comes to mind. Instead, come up with a list of potential ebook titles so that you can filter it down, perhaps even get other people to give you feedback and see which one captures their attention as well. But going back, your ebook title, again, just needs to be short, the title that is, because if you want to elaborate on what your ebook is about, that topic, you can always use the subtitle, which generally is down the bottom, right? So on the actual book cover, you can see tools for talking when stakes are high or what have you, right? We've got different titles here. Some are really long, while some are quite short and punchy. Another way to gather some ideas for your ebook title is to simply use ChatGPT, and take this somewhat as a, with grain of salt, because you don't want to just pick out exactly what ChatGPT spits out or gives you, right? So what I have here is a prompt that simply says, suggest a list of titles for a book I'm writing about how to get started with calisthenics, a type of workout, as a beginner. And then I describe who my audience is, and again, what the book includes at the moment. This is a hypothetical example, of course. And so once you describe what you want and you prompt ChatGPT that you want a list of titles, go ahead, see what ChatGPT comes up with. And here we go, right off the bat, we've got Bodyweight Beginnings, Unleash Your Strength, Foundations of Fitness, Calisthenics 101, No Gym, No Problem. You may also notice that right here we've got the subtitle. So this is an addition to the title that you can use if you want, but for the main title, the big bold title, right, for your ebook is this right here, before the colon. So Bodyweight Beginnings, that's actually quite a catchy one. Whether you want to actually use the title that ChatGPT comes up with is entirely up to you. So I'll leave that to you. Those are some ideas on how to actually come up with an ebook title. I think this is an important step as well, but at the same time, don't overwhelm yourself and overanalyze thinking you need to get it right. But yeah, once you launch that ebook of yours, it will make a difference. But for now, your exercise is to just come up with as many potential titles as possible. Okay, the next step after you've come up with a title and an accompanying subtitle, you would have come up with a list of it and then narrowed it down to a few. You don't have to make a decision or concrete decision right then and there, because you can always actually make a decision later on once you've written your ebook, completed it. But this next step is how to actually go ahead and write your ebook. What program, what tool do you use to start writing? The first one I can suggest is Word or Google Docs, which is free. So with Google Docs, all you need to do is create a new document that will obviously open the editor, and you start with this. Whenever I share with my students like what to do when writing an ebook, write your first draft. It doesn't have to be perfect, can be as messy as you want. And thanks to ChatGPT, you can correct things like grammar, and there's also Grammarly, which can assist you with your grammar, your spelling. So don't matter too much. And I'm not sure who said this, can't quote it because I can't refer to who said this, but you can write your crappy drafts first, and it really doesn't matter. So go ahead, write your ebook, and that's what you can do first. Now, if you want a more comprehensive tutorial on how to actually use Google Docs to create and design your ebook in terms of its cover and the interior design, the layout of it all, I've got a tutorial which I'll link up in the description box below, as well as other resources too. So with that said, I'm not going to show you how to start writing on Google Docs. That tutorial that I just referred to will show you how to actually design a nice professional cover as well. The next tool that you can use is none other than Canva, right? So if you don't have a Canva account, sign up, use a link in the description box below if you haven't signed up yet. But Canva's got a range of templates based on ebooks. Simply log into your account, use a search bar to search for ebook, and then you'll see a bunch of templates that have been created. All these can be accessed except for the ones that have the little crown icon, which I'll show you. So going through these, let's start from the top actually. There's some really great designs here, and right there, right, you can see it's got the pro and the crowned icon there. That indicates that you will need a Canva Pro account. But if you do have a Canva Pro account, you're going to get a heap more options. But with that, keep scrolling, keep browsing through the templates, and the ones that you want to look for that'll help you are the ones that have multiple pages. So you can see here, there's 2, 3 of 6. And as you hover over each of the templates, you will see that the interior of the actual ebook. Some don't have it because it's simply an ebook cover, while some have 12 pages like this one here. Pretty neat and free too. So if you do want to go ahead with something like this, simply click it, and then you want to click on use template. So scrolling through again, let's see what else they've got, because some interesting ones that we could start with. So this has got a table of contents and some other interior layouts as well. So click that. Let's say you want to go ahead with this one here. Click on customize this template. That'll open up the template where you can start editing and replacing the text, existing text that is, with your ebook title, which is why you want to do that first step of coming up with the title. But as said, you don't need to do it and make a decision yet, but it's a great way to start and kind of envision what your ebook is and what that name is. Now, by no means you have to stick with the template and the layouts provided. You could go with just sticking to one kind of layout. You can also delete it, and let's say you just want to have it full width like this, and you can do so. You don't necessarily have to stick to whatever the template provides you. Again, if you do want a more comprehensive tutorial on how to create an ebook in Canva, I'll link that as well below in the description. But once you're done editing your ebook, you can go ahead, click on share, because what you're going to want to do is download the PDF version. So we've got PDF standard, which is sufficient enough for online viewing and the web. You want to make sure you select all the pages and then click on download. Once you've downloaded your ebook, the next step is choosing a platform to start selling your ebook. There are a number of choices, and I've also got another video on the different types of platforms that you can use to get started selling your digital products or whatnot. But if you want something simple that's going to integrate with social media as well, I recommend something like Beacons, which is a simple link in bio platform and tool. So all it is just a bunch of links that will link to anything you want, but Beacons makes it easy for you to start selling your digital products, because what you can do after signing up, which by the way is free, but there are different fees that you need to pay if you're going to start selling, but there's no monthly fees otherwise unless you do want to upgrade. But I'll get to that later on. If you want to start selling your ebook using Beacons, click on add block, and from the categories, choose monetization. Then you want to add a store. I've got mine here already, so I'll go ahead and click it. And right here is where you can start adding your product, or ebook in this case. We'll click that, click on digital download, and that's what you want because we don't want any of these other options. Then you'll land on the editor where you can start editing things like the headline. So this could be an actual sales headline, or it could be the name of your ebook, but that's where sales copy comes in. So let's say you're selling your calisthenics 101 course, right? That's what I've named it. And then you can upload some images of that ebook that you're selling. It could be a mock-up or ebook cover that you can upload, or it could be anything else, maybe a little teaser preview of your ebook. Once you click on edit, you can actually add multiple images or even a video too. Down below is where you can describe what your ebook is about, the features, benefits. Perhaps you want to put in how many pages your ebook consists of. On the right, you've got pricing, which you can now set to something like $10 US or one of the other currencies that's supported by Beacons. Other options include pay what you want or mark as on sale. So if it's usually $20, you'll see here sale price is $10. So it's got that little 50% off label. Otherwise, you can set a fixed price. Beacons also allows you to change the template and the look of your page by clicking on design, then selecting a specific layout from the choice of layouts here. We've got the original right here, then we've got landscape, and dynamic. Choosing a color and the color scheme is as easy as going to colors and then choosing one of the colors right here, or you can simply customize the colors based on your branding. Fonts will change the fonts of your page. So instead of Poppins, let's say Helvetica, let's say Baskerville. That's what it looks like, but let's go ahead. We'll choose Poppins. Next, go to checkout, and this is where you can customize that checkout form. You can add custom fields and also a success screen. So after they've purchased, this is what they see. You can customize the text here. Going into email receipt is the actual receipt that a customer receives in their email inbox, and this is what it looks like. These all can be customized as well, as you can see on the right. Here's an example of one of my products, 50 digital product ideas. I don't primarily use Beacons though to sell my digital products. I use another cart called Thrive Cart, but if you want to use something simple, Beacons is an option. But this is what it looks like and what you can expect, I guess, or a customer can expect and see based on, what you input. Then when you go back, and let's say we'll go back to our link in bio, we can enable it, and right there is your shop. So shop my products. So one can simply click on it, but let's go directly to my Beacons link in bio page. This is what it looks like. Scrolling down, we've got my shop. If they click that, they will see the full description of the product. And if they want to purchase it, click on buy now, enter their details, check out, and then receive instant delivery of the purchase. Before you go ahead and start selling, it's important to head to your store, then to settings, and under payment settings, you'll see an option to integrate your PayPal and or Stripe accounts so that you can accept payments using those methods. All right, so I've covered quite a number of things in this tutorial so far. You came up with a name for your ebook, you designed, perhaps even written some content for your ebook, and then we uploaded our product to Beacons or an alternate platform. So the next logical step is, and perhaps the biggest question is, how do you start selling it and actually get sales? Well, there's no magic pill, there's no magic answer to that except actually marketing and promoting your ebook. And because you set up a Beacons link in bio, it's quite ideal for social media. Most social media platforms, such as Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, will only accept kind of like one link. I know Instagram can handle and support multiple links these days, but your link in bio is kind of the gateway to other sources, other websites, or tools and resources of yours. So therefore, it makes sense to start creating content on those social media platforms. But the social media platform I would start with is one that you're most comfortable and that's going to be most sustainable. So if you're going to be creating, let's say, written content as opposed to visual, such as graphics and videos, and you don't want to be dancing and doing TikToks, then perhaps written content is what you want to start with, such as doing threads. You want to do, maybe start with Twitter or X, and perhaps there's also medium.com. You want to start doing a little bit of that, writing articles, or you can do a combination or a hybrid and just integrating everything. But at the same time, you don't want to try and dive into every single social media platform when you haven't really mastered one. Personally, I am just using YouTube as a traffic source. Most of my traffic and most of my attention and focus goes into YouTube. I just feel it's the most natural for me to create longer form content, whereas for someone else, it may be shorter form where it's a 15-second clip, 20-second, a minute clip perhaps, and it might be easier just to record from your phone as opposed to using all this high quality, production equipment. So if that's for you, if that's your flavor, your vibe, then why not? You can go and start creating Instagram Reels, perhaps even doing some Instagram carousels and doing something a bit more graphical, right? Visual, where you're sharing educational material on your subject. So that's the key there. You want to make sure it's relevant to your actual ebook and the topic, because at the end of the day, you want to make the sales and you want to lead all that all those subscribers and followers that you're gaining, perhaps even just getting who are going through your profile that one time because they saw that reel, converting them into buyers. So it's not easy, I'd say. It may require a number of attempts, let's say 6, 7, 8 times. And I think this was actually scientifically proven that people don't actually buy it on the first exposure of a product or service. They tend to buy after a repeated amount of exposure, typically on average about 7 or 8 times. So therefore, content does play a role. And if you keep creating content, you're bound to gain that follower, which is the very first step you want to take, and then nurture them so that you can lead them to your offers. And that's the key there. And as I said earlier, there's really no magic pill, and there's no secret platform, marketplace, something like Etsy. You've got Gumroad Discover, which is a marketplace inside the Gumroad platform, another digital kind of selling platform. But even if you put it up there, you're not guaranteed to make any sales. The only guarantee that you can make to yourself is to put out content, do the work so that you can make those sales. I get so many subscribers asking me, they've created their ebook, but now what? They aren't seeing any sales. Well, it's generally because they haven't really promoted it. People don't know about your product, and that's the issue, right? So the more exposure you get, the more eyeballs you get, the higher the chance of making that sale. And it's all down to just conversions of your landing page and whether that topic resonates with them. So you're not going to obviously convert every single person, every single follower. There's only a small percentage, let's say 1%, 2%, 3% of your followers. But let me show you quickly in a practical sense how I'm implementing all this that I've just discussed. So on Instagram, people follow me here to see what content I have to put out, maybe a bit of behind the scenes stuff, which is what I tend to put, and things that are not as related to my YouTube channel and the topics there, because I want to share a little more about myself and my life. But right here is where you can put your link in bio, in this case, your beacons page. And if I click that, you can see there, obviously this is on desktop, so on mobile, it'll look different. So if they click that, that'll lead them to my link in bio, where right there is where they can purchase the product or products. And on YouTube, whenever you upload your videos, there's valuable real estate in the description of all of your videos, right? So right here is my call to action. I say, start selling digital products. Here are 50 product ideas. And that there goes to that product, that ebook that I'm trying to sell. So in essence, the more videos I put out on my YouTube channel, the more exposure I will get to my ebook or any other products that I'm trying to sell. And that, my friends, is a super simple system you can start with to create and sell your very own ebook. Now, if you have no idea what kind of digital product you want to sell, perhaps you aren't interested in selling an ebook, I've got 50 ideas for you, as you might have seen in this video, and it's all inside my ebook called 50 Digital Product Ideas. So if you want to grab that, look in the description box below, which will take you to this page, and it'll share more details, and you'll see exactly what you'll learn in this ebook. And it's as simple as picking one of the ideas and starting with that. So if you want to start selling digital products, go ahead, grab my 50 Digital Product Ideas ebook in the description box below. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and I'll leave up a couple of relevant videos for you to watch next.